I used to keep a file since 2011. Every agent that came on, you'd have to get all their information. I'd keep a file, and even when they left, I'd move that file folder, manila file folder, into a no longer with me folder. And the no longer with me folder ended up being bigger than the who's with me folder. And it causes you to ask the question, what's wrong with us? What's broken in our process and in our system? Is there something wrong with you if people leave? And the answer is no. There's nothing wrong with you, nothing at all. You're going to be in a process of self-discovery, and so are the people that join your organization. So you have to first define, who is your organization? What is your organization? What type of people do you want to attract? And what type of people will you retain by who you become as a company? And it's going to be different, wildly different. Every company's different, and that's okay. You get to decide, Chad gets to decide in Gillette, Wyoming, who he wants to be and who he wants to attract and the type of people that he wants to keep inside of his world. And each and every one of you guys, as our ERS clients, get to choose what you want to build. But knowing that is important when you go out and start recruiting. Because what's hard is you think, well, why not just let anybody come into my organization? Let's just let everybody join. And if they work out, they work out. The challenge with that, as you'll quickly learn if you've ever read the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, is you'll recruit people that are a detriment to your company morale or culture, that actually will stunt the growth of your company. Because let's say Chad hired Jane Doe in Gillette, and everyone hates Jane Doe, but Jane Doe had a pulse and still has a real estate license. So Chad said, screw it, I'll let Jane come join me. Well, what Chad doesn't recognize, this isn't real, right? Jane Doe doesn't exist, right, Chad? What Chad doesn't recognize is no one likes Jane Doe, and they don't want to work at Jane Doe's company because they used to work with Jane Doe, and she was the worst person in the world. And in the book 5 Dysfunctions, there is a character named Mickey, and she is that person. And all of us know that person, right? They left your company, and you just felt this huge weight off your shoulders once they had left. And if anyone can think of someone like that right now in their company, I would invite you to invite them to go to your worst enemy's company. And no longer be inside of your world, because that person's hurting you. There's people in your world that are considering leaving, and there's people out of your world that you don't know of that want to come over but are choosing not to because you're choosing to keep somebody that's toxic.